Republican senators are split over two updated health care bills, with both sides hoping that their changes will convince rural lawmakers to get on board. Sarah Mock in Washington has the update.
A surprise out of Washington. Mitch McConnell isn't the only senator working to update the health care bill. Senators Lindsey Graham and Bill Cassidy proposed one of their own, one that Republicans hope will help them reach 50 votes.
The refundable tax credit is an individual entitlement. We're going to do away with that, take that same pot of money and give it to the states in a block grant. We keep the taxes on the wealthy in place. This is the controversial part. From a Republican point of view, it was hard to say you're doing something on Medicaid and giving tax cuts to the rich.
The major difference between the Graham-Cassidy bill and McConnell's is that Graham's keeps Obamacare taxes on the wealthy and leaves choices on rural health care solutions to the states. McConnell's, which will get much more serious vetting in the coming days, includes minimal changes from the previous bill, extending a few minor Obamacare taxes while maintaining the deep cuts to Medicaid that rural advocates fear.
Medicaid tends to be a much higher insurer for rural America than other parts of America, for seniors in particular. This is a huge reduction in revenue for the Medicaid providers in states like Colorado and West Virginia. These are big reductions, and what's going to end up happening is that we may see some of these rural providers, rural hospitals have to close down, or at least there be a significant loss in jobs as people are laid off. And these are also one of the biggest providers of jobs in those communities as well.
Rural representatives are happy to discuss the imperfections of the current healthcare system, but worry that none of the current bills address the biggest problems.
We know there are problems in the current system. We know that a lot of people don't have much choice of providers. We know that a lot of people have seen their premiums and deductibles go up. They care a lot about their health care costs. We hear all the time, for example, about the high cost of prescription drugs. Nothing in this bill will help with those costs.
While rural Republican senators consider supporting the updated bill, their Democratic counterparts have been working on measures to repair the existing health care system.
We want to make the exchanges work for not just the poorest among us or families that are struggling economically, but we want them to work for families that are in the middle class as well.
It remains to be seen whether measures meant to tempt rural holdouts, like the $45 billion included in the new bill for opioid epidemic relief, will be able to get Republicans the 50 votes they need. If not, Senator Graham's bill, he says, will be offered as an amendment to McConnell's bill in the coming weeks to give lawmakers and states another option. For RFD-TV News, Sarah Mock, Washington.
The updated Senate health care proposals have not been vetted by the Congressional Budget Office, which found that around 15 million Americans would lose Medicaid coverage under the Senate's earlier version of the bill. CBO is set to release those numbers early next week.